Okay, this time for real. This time we're going to be doing it for real. So, well, I actually don't know that for sure, to be quite honest. So, I guess we're going to see here shortly in maybe about 5 seconds. Okay, there we go. We're going live. We're good. Everything's fine now. And within the next 10, 15 seconds or so, we'll get to see our friends pop in here and we'll have a good conversation about weight loss, mindset. If you're having any issues, if you're stuck in a plateau right now, if you don't know what to do next, whatever it is that you're here to talk about, whatever it is that you're here to do, we will level it up. I see somebody with the username 69420. I love that. Hantan Banan, love your stream. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you being here. It's good to know that you've been to a couple of them, I suppose. Because if you're telling me already that you love them, you're either taking a major leap of faith with me or you've been here before. In either case, I am thrilled that you're here. Oh, speaking of people I'm thrilled are here, Sarah's here. Hey, what's going on? Sean's here. Edward's here. PHG Ham. I don't know what your name is, but I'd love to know. Bjorn Biggs. I love that name. What's up, Mike? Hope you're having a good day. I'm having a great day. What's the word of the day? Tesseract. Do with it what you will. The last word of the day, I don't think I ever saw mentioned again. So, I mean, I did say do with it what you will, and if what you will is nothing, then so be it. I guess that's going to be that. But let's see. Hey, Mike, I'm currently sitting in a hotel room trying to come up with something to do other than eat or go to sleep. Already went for a long walk and spent an hour reading. So, first off, Ken, where are you? Secondly, why is sleep not an option? Are you just not tired? Is that the case? Because, I mean, here in our time zone, I'm not sure if you're within our time zone or somewhere else, but here in Central Time, it's 9 o'clock, which is, yeah, a little bit early, but technically a reasonable time to sleep. Totally fine. I love seeing Discord friends on a live. Yeah, the Twitch stream is full of all the cool kids, which, by the way, Instagram, if you're not over on Twitch, I'm paying more attention. My main screen right here is Twitch. So if you don't know where to join me or how to get to Twitch, you can get that link on my Instagram story, and you can pop over to be one of the cool kids. Anyhow, let's see. Anderson signs in, welcome. Well, you were here earlier, so you've already done your time, but I'm appreciating you coming back. Mike streamed live from Ken's hotel room while it's Northwest Arkansas. I know if I go to sleep now, I will just be up at 1 a.m. Okay, so what, do you think that you're only going to sleep like 4 or 5 hours or so? And maybe right here is all you can do. Maybe just hanging out here, doing some reading, getting some constructive conversation done, doing some research, playing a game. I don't know. There's all sorts of cool stuff you can do. Hell, well, you said you already went for a long walk. Because that's usually what I'd end up doing is I'd probably go out for a night walk and call a friend or something. Hey, Kate's here. What's happening, Kate? I'm glad to see you over here. Emissary of Love, I see you over there on Instagram. I would love for you to come over to Twitch. That would be fantastic to get to see you. Steph Archived. Howdy, Mike. Hope all is well. Love the content, man. You are a gem. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Greetings from Germany. Hi. It's 4 a.m. for me. Your stream popped up, and I wanted to say hi. Why are you not asleep? One of the most vital tenets of weight loss is sleeping. And most of you are not taking advantage of it and complaining that you're not losing weight. Go to sleep. I am really depressed about losing weight, and my job is really depressing me. How do I survive this? So, everybody raise your hands real quick. Do you have a job you don't like? Anybody here stuck in a job, even if it's, you're just kind of indifferent about it? You feel like you could do better. If you've thought in the last week that you would like to have a different job, let me know in the comments. Hey again, Mike. Hey, Jays, what's going on? Had to leave the first chat because some of my users were being annoying. Who was that? What happened? Let me know, because I may have missed something. That shouldn't be. That should not be the case. Nope, I have 2 jobs and love them both. Ken, you're an absolute killer right there. The problem is that the having nothing to do started at like 4 p.m. You're running out of distractions. It sounds like you might need some medical assistance, but I do not travel without melatonin in my bag. It always comes with me. When I go up to Chicago in the coming week, I'm going to be bringing just enough melatonin to keep me asleep for if I need. Now, I don't take it all the time, but I take it when I need it, and sometimes I need it, sometimes I don't. I want to be better at not being so hard on myself, being kinder to myself, and trusting the process more. Well, it's good to have that list. It's good to have a list of the things that you want to do. Now, how are you going to accomplish one of those things today? Just a little bit. You don't have to be an expert at that thing at the end of the day, but what little 5% change could you make? Like, not being so hard on yourself, that's a long thing. When I work with my one-on-one clients, we're usually mostly working on that. But being kinder to yourself and trusting the process more. The process doesn't feel like process while it's processing. Doesn't happen. For the most part, it just feels like we're kind of just waiting for something to happen. And because we're so bad at feeling the difference as we go on, we just feel like nothing is happening. We become very slowly accustomed to new things or to the thing that has arrived. So that's why I always urge everybody, document yourself. You, one, deserve to be documented, but two, you need it. And I know it feels scary to document yourself because that's basically taking a bet on yourself and going all in, right? You take a picture in the mirror and suddenly you've got either a before picture or you've got proof that you believed in something and you were wrong and you've failed. You know what you do about that? You just delete the fucking picture. You just get rid of the picture. It's not going to jinx you to take a picture. None of that exists. The superstition doesn't exist. None of that's real. Don't worry about it. Lucky to be retired? Oh, hell yeah. Kate's killing it. Kate, how do you survive being retired? What keeps you occupied? I've been meaning to try melatonin. Oh, Sarah, you're going to love it. By the way, don't get the 10 milligram. Maybe start with the 3 milligrams and work your way up if you need more. I've been on a steady dose of 5 for many, many, many years. I've not needed more. I'm not dependent on it. I can still go to sleep. I can quit anytime I want. Yes, you want a new job? Yeah, magnesium's great. A lot of people are deficient in magnesium, fun fact. Actually, now that you mention it, I forgot to pack my melatonin, got all my other vitamins and stuff, picked up some Metamucil fiber cookies that are kind of awesome. I've never heard of Metamucil fiber cookies. None of those words seem like they should go together. Nothing like a chocolate cookie that you know will have terrible consequences in the immediate future if you eat the whole box. That's the same with my melatonin gummies. I've got these Natural melatonin gummies. They taste really good. I wish that they made like placebos. Wouldn't it be cool if they made a gummy that didn't have medicine in it? I wonder what they would call that. I always have negative body image, and I try to love it before so I can welcome the new one. I don't want to hate my current self. That's a great way to think, because for a long period of time, I just wanted to hate myself. I was attached to my struggle. I felt like it was something I needed to kind of be the most me I could be, or at least keep me in shape or keep me accountable or something like that, which is just total bullshit. You know, your struggle can't be important to you if you want to grow. My friend Chris Terrell was, hold on, let me, we were texting back and forth today. If you guys don't know Chris Terrell, go follow him on TikTok because he's just fantastic. He said to me, and this stuck with me, not enough to know it word for word, many seem to believe they need the struggle. Can't talk a person out of the struggle if it's important to them. Oh, that's such a... Many seem to believe they need the struggle. You can't talk a person out of the struggle if it's important to them. Are any of you in a position where you feel like your struggle is important to you? Where you feel like if you get rid of it, everything's going to fall off the rails? And yet, nothing is currently on the rails because you're here right now seeking an answer from me. You're looking for me to tell you something you don't already know, or even looking to me for an answer as to why you should be doing this at all. I can't give you the want to want. I cannot make your struggle that is important to you go away. We can work on working on your struggle, but if your struggle is currently central to who you are as a person. And that all being said, you will struggle. That's just part of the deal here because we live in fucking capitalism. But that all being said, like, if you identify as struggle, which is different, like, I am a person that struggles, and I don't want to be anything else. There's nothing I can really do. Nothing that anybody can really do. Can we ask questions here? Yes, that's what this chat is for. I would love to hear your questions, whatever you've got. Gardening and travel and part-time work. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, everyone who retires seems to go back to a little bit of part-time work. P1X18. It's not so much a job, but I've spent 8.5 years trying to finish an engineering degree. A lot of the delay has been out of my control, but I feel like I just can't do it anymore. I love scuba, and I'm an instructor. I would love to go teach, but in my country, it's almost impossible to live on an instructor's salary. In my country, it's impossible to live on a salary in general, no matter where you are. But yeah, if you're currently in a position where the thing that you're pursuing right now isn't for you. I mean, if you're at a point where you're almost done, you power through it and have the degree. But in my country here, if you stop going to school, you carry something called credits, and you just keep them. And then when you want to go back to school, you just go back, and you don't have to start over again. So maybe you just put it aside for a little bit and do something else. I was a manager at a UPS for about 2 years, and it was killing me, absolutely killing me. I was, very busy. I was in a position of power, sort of, over there, and I wasn't a good manager because I'm not good at delegation and everything. I can't make other people do stuff that I wouldn't do, which is why I don't tell you guys to do anything that I wouldn't do, because that would be fucking ridiculous of me. But I left, and I just went to work at a bakery. There was a family friend owned a bakery. It was like, hey, I just need somebody to work the thing here. I'm like, fuck it. All right, whatever. I took a pay cut, but I also had a life quality gain. Like, I was just straight up dying over there. It was an awful job. It was awful people around. My coworkers were great, but like the customers were just awful. The work was terrible. I was demoralized every single day. And that drop in status, I suppose, to a more egotistical person, would have been embarrassing or something to someone else. But to me, I was just thrilled to be doing something else. It was a wonderful thing to get to do. So don't worry about taking a step back to help you move forward. It could help you a lot more than you'd think. The weight loss struggle is a replacement for the much harder to address I am an ugly person and I don't know how to fix that struggle. You're going to feel like that. I feel like that now. I'm looking at myself, like there's 3 pictures of myself right now talking back to me, one of which is on a delay, which I don't like looking at that one very much because I just see myself at an angle that I'm not necessarily controlling. When I'm looking in a mirror, that my camera here, I can kind of like, I can angle my face to the angle that I'm used to seeing it at, or the angle that I kind of like to see it at. I can't do that when I look at the one over there. I don't like it. Not a big fan. Not appreciating it. So trust me, I get it. But you want to do, like everybody who's here right now wants to do something about it. You are struggling, but you are not struggle. Does that make any sense? Like, there are some people. There's somebody I'm talking to in our Discord page right now who is struggle. And they stuck out to me because they remind me a lot of me when I was unchecked. When I was kind of just like, an edgelord, shit-ass person that I wish that I never was, and I wish that somebody had checked me a little harder back then, but no one wanted to fucking deal with me. Because, of course, why would they want to? Because I was awful. So, this is a person that I've been talking with a little bit. Like, hey, just trying to make them a little bit more aware of how they're perceived. And it's... How did I get on this? I don't remember how I got on this. Oh, yeah, about struggling rather than being struggled. That is a person who right now, currently, their entire identity revolves around being the person that struggles. They're not looking to make it harder for themselves, they're looking for sympathy out of it. Because either they were lacking it before or they're just not feeling enough of it now. And that's going to require some community change. That's going to require putting themselves in positions where they can create connections with people that are more like them. They're kind of in a position where the community that they have is just the community they've always had. And newsflash to everybody here, the people that you grew up with in the same square mile of space, your hometown friends, if you're still in your hometown or still in communication with them and questioning whether or not you should be, are probably not going to share your same goals and ideals and progress. That doesn't mean they're bad people. It just means they're not your people, and you might need to change them. Or you might not need to be in contact with them as much as you are. Rather than try to find a style, upgrade my makeup from my high school routine, figure out how to do my hair nicely, etc., I just blame everything on my weight. It's part of the problem, but definitely not the whole problem. See, that's progress. That is moving forward from understanding that, like, shit, I got some stuff that I don't like right now. That is the first step in figuring this out. By the way, you are a weight loss baby. I know that you have done this a bunch of times, but when you take on a new challenge like this, you're a weight loss baby in that challenge. Just as, like, if you're a professional engineer, like our friend P1X18, if you go over to, say, your first day of being a scuba instructor, you have an engineering degree that you've been working on for 8.5 years, but day one, you're a scuba diver. And shit, you're like, I don't know how to do this. Josh, okay, perfect. But what country are you in? I don't know why I didn't think about the credits. I will definitely look back into it if I can come back later and keep the credits for my completed modules. I actually only have 3 left, but I think taking a break and instructing, which is the thing I love most in life, might help just restore the happiness that I feel that I've lost. That is super important. And somebody in here knows. You need to put your oxygen mask on first in the event of an emergency landing. You can't help others around you. You need to help you first so that you can help others. Just taking a quick little breath would be a wonderful thing to get to do. Bestie at CC Wild from Twitch came here to support the Insta stream. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll definitely be keeping my eye out for you. There's I won't be able to show you, but Instagram, I just see join notifications all the time, so I never get to see all of the comments. But I appreciate you being over there as well. Yeah, second time you've been told that today. And I'm going to keep telling you. Because unfortunately, I have a direct line to you and I can do that. And I'm going to keep saying it until it means something to you. What should I consider for finding my clothing style? Oh, I'm the wrong person for this one. Right now, my most stylish ideas are stuff I fear I fear would be wildly mismatched and a bit awkward in execution. So fucking what? So what? The fuck does it matter if it's a little bit awkward? Guess what? I'm a little bit awkward, and you guys all love me exactly the way that I am. No one's asked me to change yet. Aside from the people that disagree with my approach on things. Which, by the way, if you disagree with my approach on something, you don't like it, be vocal about it. Tell me. I just posted in our Discord the other day. I said, like, if somebody disagrees with me on something, please shout me out, because that's how we grow. But, like, that's not the normal criticism I usually get. It's usually from anti-science people that are like, no, cortisol and insulin can create their own mass from nothing. And yet we're not using it to power cars and cities and stuff. If all we have to do is just fill up a nuclear reactor with insulin to power a city for the rest of time, why are we not doing that? I digress. Let's see. Yeah, taking a break and instructing, doing something just different. Even if it's just like when I went over to the what have you. Oh, hold on a second. We have YouTube comments. Forgot about the YouTube comments. Wait a second. Click here to grant permission. Why do I have to grant permission? It already had permission. Well, I can look real close there. Agreed, wear what you want and What makes you feel good? Confidence makes everything look good. That is my friend Clint. I'm glad to see you, buddy. For whatever reason, I'm not able to see your comment on my stream directly, but luckily I can see it in the box below. So take that, system that I've now subverted. I've gotten around it by reading there. Maybe I can make that a little bit larger. It used to be that I could read everything here from my multi-stream chat, but it's, for whatever reason, it's not all coming through. Interesting. Clint, I think if you send another comment, I'll be able to read it, but as of right now, I can't. But anyway, in case anybody's joining me here for the first time, I lost 110 pounds, but I'm most proud of keeping the weight off. And together we're going to do the same thing. Kit Kat says, I've been feeling a bit low, but me and my best friend are going to a concert next week, and that's something I'm really looking forward to. And hopefully just being with them will make me feel a bit better. When was the last time you guys did something that was just like for you? When did you take you on a date last? I'm not even talking with somebody else, just you. Have you just like found a place near you recently where you're just like, you know what, that seems nice? Give that a shot. What about a park? Test. Yep, I see it. Oh, and also I see David. Hey, boom. What's going on, buddy? Glad to see you. Wow, I'm getting a grand slam of all my friends here. By the way, Clint, I got your invitation, so that's on my calendar now. I'll be seeing you on Wednesday. Let's see. CC Wild over here being so kind over in the Instagram chat. Love it. I love how supportive everybody is. I didn't have that for a long time. I didn't have the support for a very long time, and I know that many of you are similar in that regard, where you did not have the kind of support that you need to be the best version of you that you can be. And I know that some of you have also gone through this journey completely alone, and you've made a lot of progress completely alone. I lost my 110 pounds completely alone, but guess what also I did completely alone? I gained a bunch of weight back a bunch of times, and it took me 6 years to do it. I would lose a little bit, I'd gain a little bit, lose a little bit, gain a little bit, and it took me 6 years to get to a point where I was able to get all of the weight off. And then I found people. And then at which point, once I had lost all the weight I was ever going to lose, I found people, and that was integral to me keeping my weight off. Had it not been for me finding people, I would have gained all my weight back. Guaranteed. Absolutely. So if you need a community, if you feel like you don't have people you can relate to, you've got good people in your life, but you don't have people that you can relate to on this specific topic on weight loss. And you don't want the same, like, well, why don't you just cut out your carbs? Why don't you just do keto for a little while? I did keto. I lost 30 pounds last summer, but I gained 40 back, but I lost it. Like, you're tired of that shit. You've done it enough. You don't want to do it anymore. Come join the Discord. The free weight loss Discord community. Completely free, always will be. I'm not selling anything there. I hang out there myself, so it's not like I'm just throwing you guys into a playpen and having you battle it out. And it's also not just me. There's plenty of people who have done what you want to do and are doing what you are currently doing. And it's a great environment for everybody to be in. So I would love for you to join me over there and 2,200 of your closest friends, something crazy like that. It's insane. Appreciate what you do with your videos. Oh my goodness. Part of what helps me stay consistent in going to the gym, even if it's just for 10 minutes on the treadmill, trying to be consistent, even if I don't have much energy. That's all it takes. All you can see is Walker here. I don't know if that's your first name or last name, but it's either way. I appreciate that tremendously, and I appreciate that you're doing something for yourself every day, even if it's just 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. The word just doesn't exist in my vocabulary. It doesn't and shouldn't. Because there's no just. You were on the treadmill for 10 minutes today? That's fantastic. That's 10 minutes more than you were on the treadmill when you woke up that morning. You added 10 minutes of movement. How incredible is that you did that? I am very proud of you for doing that. And thank you for sharing it with me. You did that shit completely alone, and you're keeping it up with the people that care about you and want to see you succeed. Right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Walker, if you're not in the Discord, you need to be. Because you're going to have a whole bunch of people cheering you on. The playpen analogy is so real. Well, there's something, I call them latchkey coaches, where they just create these fucking communities, or even worse, they've just got like 300 clients. And, you know, they just hand them the key and they're like, well, I'll be back from work at 6 o'clock. I might check in with you on Monday. That'll be that. You know, you'll get a personalized cameo video from me for 2 fucking minutes, and here's the plan that I give to everybody. Disrespectfully, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. I don't want to be any part of being a latchkey coach. It's lazy, it's pointless, and it's just another thing where, you know, a year from now you'd be like, yeah, well, it's, you know, one of the programs I did. Gained all the weight back. It's one of the fucking programs I did. Discord homies. That's absolutely correct. I realized early on that life is too short to not go to places if I'm by myself. Yeah, you may as well should. Oh, and by the way, let me just go back to the coach thing for a second. I'm not shitting on every coach, especially not every coach that like has communities and stuff. Like, you guys have heard me mention Chris Terrell. Chris Terrell is one of the people that I will tell you, like, go to him. Don't even go to me. Like, if you want help, if you want the kind of help that I wish I could offer to people, fucking go to Chris Terrell. Because, goddamn, he's incredible. He's able to maintain a community and have the quality that the community deserves. 'Cause, my goodness, what a powerhouse he is. Like, I've modeled a lot of what I do after his work ethic and the way that his morals are. So this is not me shitting on every coach, but there are a lot of latchkey coaches out there that are, and I've got a few in my head that you guys wouldn't know, and a few that you might. Yes, you have to join the Discord. You thought I did, but I'm a square. I guess you are a square. CC Wild. More like CC Mild. More like CC Unwild. That's not a very wild thing of you to do. To not be in the Discord with the rest of us. You better join us as soon as possible. Mike actually makes us fight for sport in the Discord. Each month he crowns Mike's monarch. And they get to brag about it. It's great. Well, guess what? What if we did that? I'm gonna do an at everyone message, and I'm gonna say, hey, we're gonna all fight for dominance, and we'll have like a member of the month. What an egotistical maniac I would have to be to do that. I actually a couple of months ago I posted a thing on my Instagram page where it said something like, you know, everybody fight in the comments to see who my best follower is, because like that's so not me. So I just figured it would be a funny thing to say. And there was like 1,000 comments of people saying like, you know, I play the violin and I write poetry for bugs. And it was a lot of fun. So I actually met a very good friend there. It was somebody that I didn't know before. And the prize was that I was going to send somebody like what's it called? Like a certificate of being the best follower and my new friend or something, and we just accidentally became very good friends very quickly. So maybe I'll do that. Go wear the awesome style you want. If you like it, if it makes you smile, then that's all that matters. I think anything that makes you happy is more important than what anyone else thinks. Right. Right. What does it matter if other people... First off, they're never going to tell you. Don't burn me alive. Hey, Mike, big fan. Oh, thank you. Yeah, they're never going to tell you. Can I throw the square away? Yes, you can. Everybody, CC Wild has joined the chat. Can we get a major congratulations in the chat from CC Wild? Or for CC Wild, not from. I like that a lot, though. Go wear the awesome style you want. If you like it, it'll make you smile, and that's all that matters. I think anything that makes you happy is more important than what anyone else thinks. Yeah, I don't give a shit about any of that anymore. Like, I don't care. I've spent enough time hating myself that, like, no one could possibly think that I'm weirder or, you know, uglier or more out of shape than I have told myself that I am. So what does it matter? All of you are negative self-talkers. Every single one. I don't have anybody here who's got a completely positive internal monologue. What could anybody else even say to you publicly, verbally, that would be worse than what you've said to yourself? So what the fuck doesn't matter? Wear some sweatpants to Walmart. Wear some sweatpants to work. It doesn't fucking matter. Nothing matters. Everybody's made up. Society is made up. Don't hurt people. Don't be obtrusive. But like, wearing something you're comfortable in is not going to bother the right people. If it bothers somebody that you're wearing a hat somewhere, fuck them. Nobody could possibly talk more shit about me than myself. Right. That's what I'm talking about. God of Punder. We are talking about weight loss. We're talking about mindset. What's slowing down your progress. Where you could improve if you don't know where to go next. We could talk about anything. What's holding you up? What would you like to accomplish? It's really anything. But I'd love to hear what you've got to say. Yeah, nobody's thoughts matter but yours. In the grand scheme, when it comes to like superficial things like what you're wearing or how you present to the world, if you're comfortable, it genuinely doesn't matter. I'm not a fan of social convention. With all due respect, I think I lean more lawful than chaotic in a casual sense, so I want to figure out how to judge aesthetic values in my outfits. Yeah, I'm also more lawful than chaotic. I'm just like, I have a bunch of this. Some of you watched a video of me tearing all of my identical shirts off of hangers in my closet. So, my wardrobe is pretty consistent. I'm not changing a whole lot of things. I'm trying to have a more positive self-outlook, especially having a 1-year-old, trying to set a good example. Well, that's just fantastic. That puts you ahead of so many other people who are just like, well, I'm just going to sit in this. Because that's what I am. If I let this go, I have to figure out a whole new me, and I'm not about that. God of Punder says, I'm actually in a weird space where I've lost 110 pounds, weight loss twins, which is a huge thing to celebrate, but my loose skin hides any muscle gains I make, so wrestling with those image issues. Okay, so I get you there. So how long have you been working out? Has it been a while now? You've been working out for many, many years and you're just not seeing a whole lot of progress? Or when was the last time you changed your routine up? I'll ask you that too. These are going to be some fairly valuable questions. Weight loss twins, hell yeah. That's so cool. That's super cool. I love that. I love when, and I have such a large sample size of people that I do end up seeing a bunch of 110 pounders, which is pretty cool. One of my good friends toward the very beginning of my time here on social media also lost 110 pounds. That's how we bonded. Hard to keep doing when you kind of reach a plateau on the weight loss scale and you don't see the pounds dropping. Chocolate_IDELI. How long has it been? Has it been a while? Have you been stuck for a little bit, or has it been like a couple of weeks or so? Been lifting for about 8 months or more. I have a couple of change-ups, but not more than once or twice. Usually spending 4 days in the gym, 45, 60 minutes a day. Well, first off, that 4 days in the gym, 45 to 60 minutes a day, perfect. That's about really all you're going to need to reach your maximum natural potential anyway. That all being said, a year and a half in the gym is like 10 years of weight loss. It's like the amount of time that you have to spend in the gym is so much longer than the amount of time that it took you to lose the weight. And I know it takes forever to lose the weight, but building muscle is the hardest thing that I've done with my body completely. I've been working out now. I just took a break for a couple of months, but I've been working out fairly consistently for almost 2 years. And my progress is, anytime I post a picture shirtless and I mention the fact that I'm at the gym, they're like, no, you didn't. You haven't ever been to the gym. I'm like, yeah, I know I'm not a Marvel superhero. I'm not juiced to the fucking gills with, on heart medicine trying to keep my heart alive because I've got 10 times the amount of testosterone that a bull has running through their testicles. But, I'm just a fucking guy, just a regular human being. And so are you. We're not going to look like the Marvel superheroes, especially after losing all this weight. Do you feel stronger? Do you feel better? Do you feel lighter? Do you feel more energetic? Those are the kind of wins that we get. And I'm very proud of those wins because I'm at a point now where I can bend over and I don't lose my breath. I don't look like Scotty K Fitness, but I feel fantastic. Scotty is every bit as wide. He's wider in person Dude is just like I when I just met him last week. We hung out for a little bit. He was in Dallas, and the first thing he said to me is, "Holy shit, you're taller than I thought." And I looked at him, and I'm like, "Holy shit, you're wider than I thought." Because he's fucking huge, dude. I don't know what he's doing. He's natural, totally natural. He's not enhanced or anything, but he's built like a truck, and he's every bit as nice as he is strong. So if you're hoping that Scotty's a good guy, he's a great guy. Just a fantastic. He smells good and gives good hugs. So 10 out of 10 would recommend meeting Scotty K Fitness and spending a night with him. Let's keep going. Oh, I missed Josh, but I hope you have a good night, bud. Yeah, oh no, I know Scotty thinks he's small. Yeah, because everyone thinks that they're small. Everybody's got body, but you look at Scotty and you're like, that's a fucking big guy. That's a strong fella right there. Everybody thinks that. You think that. Scotty thinks that. I think that about myself. All of us. Nobody's happy about it. You know? Oh, you came from the Scotty. Oh, right. Yeah, I think you said that the other day. You came from the Scotty raid. There's if you go to my Instagram, there's a picture of us together that he took, and he's super super nice. I'm gonna go hang out with him in his home here when he gets back at some point. Make some videos together. Let's keep reading over here. You wish you were shorter. See, everybody wishes they were something. I wish I had some wider shoulders. I wish that my arms didn't look the way that they do. Wish my legs and my torso were somehow like I'm 6'3", but somehow my legs are short and also my torso is short. Like I'm very disproportionate in my own head. I don't know how that works. I'm not quite sure how that operates, but for whatever reason, I see myself that way. Mike is all head. Smitty, for real. That being like, this is not a body dysmorphia thing. I have a large head. I have an unnaturally large head. That's just, and I hate it. I really don't like it. And there's nothing you can do about a large skull. You can't lose weight to make your skull smaller. It's just, and I've got a round face. We've got a round face and a large head. Not a fan of it. Curly-haired people want straight-haired. Short people want to be tall, etc. I just want to be the best version of me now. Comparison is the thief of joy. It's my new mantra. Smitty is eventually going to take over for me when I retire here in about 3 weeks because I'm fucking sick of Instagram. I'm going to pass over the reins to Smitty, and I think he'll do perfectly. He'll be like, "Huh, Mike looks different. I like what he's saying though. I'll stick around." Gotta keep your brains somewhere. Yeah, my brains are, I think somewhere in 2016 when I started smoking weed. I think I left it all there. I carry a lot of weight in my arms. Definitely my biggest insecurity. I'm 5'11" and always working on being comfortable with my body. I'm working on it too. To this very day. I'm not perfect. I'm very open about that, which I think I might be the only person online talking about the fact that, like, no, I still am not there. And I don't think I ever will be, but I also recognize that, like, that's part of my thinking process. That's part of the way that I'm processing things. It's not necessarily a fact because I am, you know, objectively in a body that people would say all the time is like, well, you must not have any problems with that body at all. And, you know, you must be totally happy. Like, I'm not. I'm always going to want to be something else. Everybody's always going to want to be something else. But, like, you don't have to love what you are to want more. You also don't have to hate what you are to change. In fact, hatred should never really be the catalyst by which you do change. Because hatred it's a really dirty fuel. There's definitely something in the middle. There's more of an indifference where you're not bothered by it, but you want to change because you feel you deserve to, not because you think you have to. It's all fun and games until every top is a crop top, honey. Well, I get you. There were times where that's how my shirts were. You know, felt. Big felt there. 2 months of constant panic attacks have brought my binge eating back, but at least I'm not gaining weight yet. Okay, so it sounds like this just started, like recently. Yeah, it takes a lot to gain weight. Fun fact. We don't gain weight over a bad weekend. We don't gain weight over a bad week. That extra weight that's on the scale will change quickly because most of it wasn't fat. It was just water weight. It was extra stuff sitting in your colon. All that kind of stuff. It sounds like you've identified a problem. 2 months of constant panic attacks, which is, hi, I'm with you there. I've experienced, panic attacks used to completely rule my life. Every day. It's gotten to a point now where I've been able to mitigate them to some level, but I still do have them from time to time. I tried the medication, I tried the therapy, I tried everything. I don't know if I can legally tell you what worked. But even that didn't fix it. There was really what worked was mindset and working on myself. Let's keep going. I lost weight for about a month, but for the wrong reasons. Hey there, same here. I lost weight for the wrong reasons for years. It was awful. It was when I got to my lowest possible weight. It was like, or my lowest possible weight. If I had lost weight any more than that, I don't know if I would be okay. It was a harrowing time. It was something that I damn near would have killed myself had I kept going. And I'm lucky that I caught myself. It was, you've been stressed and depressed. Yeah. Now, when I say haven't we all, that is not dismissive. That is like, of course you have. What is there to not be stressed and depressed about right now? For the first time ever, I'm not tuned into the news anymore. I used to be very active in the news. I used to be very active politically. I would show up to my municipal meetings, and I would ask every time. I was a thorn in the side of my local community, because I would ask once a month. I'd be like, "Hey, so the police budget has an estimated $2 million, or not the police budget. The municipal budget has a $2 million." Addition that is coming through ticket revenue that the police are supposed to hand out. Does that mean that the police have a quota of tickets that they have to give out? If you're expecting this $2 million of extra revenue to be in our municipal budget, you say, no, there's no quotas. I'm like, okay, well then what happens if they don't hand out a single ticket? What programs, what services, what is this $2 million funding? And what happens if the police don't hand out a single ticket? You cannot tell me that they're not incentivized to do this, and that was just one of the things that I mention every month. Also, the fact that the police had a six-figure starting salary. Have a good night, y'all. In case, Sarah, you have a wonderful night. I'm probably going to be leaving here in a couple minutes anyway. But yeah, I was very I've been angry since the Bush administration. So, needless to say, I've been stressed the fuck out for a long time. And the thing is, at a certain point, I realized, the news is not reporting on anything that's happening. The news is not bringing us information that could help us change anything. It's giving us pacifying information that makes us angry at the wrong things. Or it's giving us incomplete information that's not allowing us to be informed about the things we should be angry about. All the good stuff is still public record. There's no secret fucking dark government or whatever. You can find all that stuff. It's not hard to find. You don't have to torrent something dark web. It's public information that you can readily access. So there's no conspiracy. It's nothing like that. It's just that we're not incentivized to do our own work like that. Because if you do, then you're a damn conspiracy theorist and you believe in lizard people and all that shit. No, bad things can happen. My dad was in law enforcement for about 30 years. I don't know who's making six figures starting. South Jersey. There are towns in southern New Jersey where they start six-figure salaries. Low six figures. I think it was like 102,000 when I left. But they were making six-figure salaries in a town that did not have crime at all. There was a story, it was the summer of 2014, I believe. The 7-Eleven got robbed, and it took 45 minutes for the cops to show up. 45 minutes it took them to come back and untie the guy from the thing. It was so successful, that robbery, that a few nights later, the robbers came back and did it again. And then the 7-Eleven started closing at 10 o'clock for the rest of that season. I think they had a 7 or 11 o'clock, a 7 to 11 schedule for like 2 years or so, because they were like, well, we can't stay open 24 hours anymore because we'll just get fucking robbed and no one will show up. So the police station must have been very far away from this building, right? Must have been quite a distance. No, it was a log cabin on a lake across from the 7-Eleven. It would have been easier for them to shout over to the log cabin than it would have been for them to call. But no one could be bothered to leave their middle-of-the-night speed traps in very conveniently placed areas where the speed would suddenly go from 40 to 25 so that they could catch people doing like 35 as they were slowing down, approaching this sign that would very suddenly cut the speed. And they'd say, well, here's your $99 ticket. We got to make our $2 million extra ticket budget somehow. But if you knew where the speed traps were, you could avoid them. 6 figures to do that. I got into the wrong profession because I'm not making anything fucking close to that. Hey, we're getting robbed. Help? Yeah, that would require that those cowards would actually do something about a real crime in a place where crime just legitimately wasn't a thing. The last robbery that had happened before that was in the 70s. The chief of police passed away. And this is the same town. The chief of police passed away. So all the cops in the area, they went to the funeral, and the robbers showed up to a bank, apparently unarmed, and they were just like, hey, listen, the cops aren't going to come. They're all at the funeral, right? We all know that. They had flyers up about this guy dying. So like, no one's coming. Just give us the money, and we'll be on our way. Literally, like, no one has to get hurt. It would be ridiculous if someone did get hurt. And like, that'll be that. And they just took the money and left. So that's the kind of town that I came from. It was. No, I'm not salty about cops. Don't worry about it. Not me. Not Mike Needs a Plan. I'm not angry about it. As an EMD 911 dispatcher, this pisses me off. Unacceptable response time. I think the cops showed up because they wanted coffee. Like, I don't even think they showed up because they were responding to something. I think they showed up and then found out, like, oh, there's a guy tied up. So, and if he's tied up, he won't give us our police discount on coffee, because everybody was not just licking boots, but deep-throating them in that town. It was a matter of worship over there. Like, absolute insanity. It wasn't just like the typical, like, okay, yep, they're cops. Like, like if you got pulled over in that town, some of these people would be like if they got pulled over by their favorite musician or something, they'd be like, oh my God, I'm such a big fan of your work. Thank you so much. Can you sign my police hat? Something like, thank you so much. I love you. Fuck my wife, please. No, like, I'm going home right now. Just follow me home, and you can even park in my spot, and you go home and fuck my wife. I'll make you guys snacks. I think it'll be a great time for everybody. I could not be more thrilled that I'll never see that town again. That's a sad police department lazy. That's kind of just how South Jersey was as a whole. It was really, really lazy place. Can you sign my handcuffs? God. I'll tell you another story about the only thing that Republicans hate more than paying taxes is getting any value for the taxes that they're already paying. That's the only thing that they hate more than taxes is getting any value at all. If you get a single dime of that tax money back, it's suddenly communism. I was in a town that, this town that I'm talking about. All the surrounding towns, remember when it used to snow? Remember before all the corporations who contribute 90% of the world's pollution ruined the world and we used to get snow? All of the towns around us had snow plows, and I knew exactly where the town limits were on all sides of my town because all of the surrounding towns would stop plowing halfway through the street. And there would just be a solid, flat line, and there would be no more plows. And then my entire town there was no plows ever. We were lucky if we got salt. And one year in our local Facebook group, I had told them, hey, how much would we have to pay one of these surrounding towns or a few of them to just move an extra mile up the road? I'm not asking them to go down all the little streets and stuff, but at least the main roads. Wouldn't that be... Would it cost that much more with us having the highest property taxes in the county for us to get some snow plows? And all the comments were just like, you fucking liberal, you don't even know how hard it was. Back in my day, we didn't even have snow plows. I'm like, in our day now, we don't have snow plows. Currently, in today's day, in my day, we don't have snow plows. All the other places have snow plows, but we don't. You are paying insane amounts of tax money to not get plowed. You're getting plowed in other ways. You're plowed in the ass, plowed in your wallet, but you're not getting plowed in the street. The only thing that Republicans hate more than paying taxes is getting any value for the taxes they already have to fucking pay. My taxes going to schools? How fucking dare you? Give it back. Yeah, they didn't care about the schools. Well, the football programs were funded very well. There was a $50,000 grant that was given to my high school that they used to put in a courtyard and a fountain, and they locked the courtyard. Not ever once did I get to cross through that courtyard. No one did. We just got to look at it through some shaded windows. We have lots of snow plows, but not many tornado shelters. Do you have tornadoes up there? Over here, they just make all the buildings out of concrete. They're like, well, if that doesn't do it, you probably won't feel it. Bro, if I can live in a world where medical insurance and education are paid for not only me, but for everyone, and the only cost is marginally higher taxes, isn't that an ideal world? Bro, not only is it an ideal world, it's the standard everywhere else except here. The United States doesn't have to be a trailblazer in that regard. They just have to pick and choose things that they like from all of the other countries in the developed world that do this already and have proven that not only does it work, but it is a huge benefit to the financial system, to the quality of life, to everything. And we would just have it for an extra maybe 5%, or just reallocating some of the taxes that we're already paying. We have the largest military on earth that is 10 times twice the amount of on the military budget that we're spending right now. It is it's either 2 or 3 times the amount of the next 10 countries combined. For what? For what reason? Don't even take all of it away. Just take a little percentage of that and put it towards the people. But then our friends in the pharmaceutical industry who make money or give us money to make laws wouldn't be happy. So we're just going to have to let people die and be sick. I don't have insurance here in Texas because I cannot afford insurance here in Texas. The cheapest plan I could find was $500 a month. So if something happens to me, one day you're just going to see me not post. And I'll be dead. And that'll be that. Oh, my goodness. But anyway, plus current insurance premiums and student loan repayments would no longer be a monthly factor. We'd all save money. But here, God of Ponder, you're not thinking about the hedge funds. You're not thinking about the rich CEOs that are looking to have another $20 million bonus this year. You're not thinking about Jeff Bezos, who needs another $500 million yacht he built in Italy. You're not thinking about the rich people for whom our work benefits. Mike needs a snowplow. Boy, does he. Boy, well, actually, in Texas, I don't need a snowplow ever again because they just keep dumping oil into the ocean. They have made sure that we will never need a snowplow in this state for the rest of time that we've got society here. Mike, I feel like we're twinning when it comes to political views right now. I feel so seen. Yeah, if you have agreed with any of the stuff that I've said here so far, we're probably in the same boat. What's my political affiliation? I'm pissed the fuck off. Let's see here. Hi there, man. I've been in a rut and I've been narrowed it down to my inactions and indifference to later consequences. Can you suggest the way forward from here? Let me just read this one more time. I've been in a rut and I've narrowed it down to my inaction and indifference to later consequences. Can you suggest the way forward from here? So, you've identified two things: inaction, which is fixable, and indifference, which is a little bit harder to work on. Is the indifference because you feel like you're fixing a problem and not just like all you're doing is fixing something that needs to be broken? There's not going to be anything under it. It's like you have to clean up a big mess, but it's not like, it's your living room or something where you're going to have a nice living room afterward. You're just like sent out to the scene to go clean something. Do you feel like you're in a situation like that at the moment? Where you're just kind of like working really hard to get back to zero? Because I've felt like that for a long time in a lot of situations. The bullshit profit margin hikes and interest all coming out of little guys' pockets to boost the 1%. Fuck my bad. See, yeah, exactly. So you get it. You get it. We have to be mindful of the billionaires. Because if we're not mindful of the billionaires, then what will we ever aspire to? Right? Because we're always just a couple of choices and a couple of situations away from being billionaires. We just have to work a little bit harder. We just have to work a little bit harder until we get a rich benefactor who donates the rest of the money to us and then allows us to create the next Apple. That's all we need. Oh, I'm getting a little angry. I don't need to be angry like this. I don't need to be spewing like this. If anybody here is not in the Discord, you need to be. I would love for you to join the free Discord group. I would love it if you... join the Discord group. Join my free mailing list where every Wednesday, sometimes some off days during the week, I'll just send you a bunch of tips. Send you all sorts of cool stuff in there. And I'm going to have some group coaching to anybody that I didn't just scare off with my political ideals, where I'll be talking about the basics. There's going to be nutrition stuff. I'm going to have a dietitian pop in. I'm going to have a personal trainer pop in, a boundary coach pop in. There's going to be all sorts of good people. And I'm going to be talking about the basics of nutrition, how to track your calories, how to find motivation where there isn't any. There's going to be some mindset stuff. It'll be a weekly thing. You'll have more close access to me as a coach. So it won't just be these things where I'm lecturing you and answering everybody's questions. We'll all be on the same page, working on the same stuff together. If that's something you're interested in, the only people who are going to see that are on the Mike's Plan mailing list right now. Instagram won't see it. That being said, if it doesn't fill up by the time that we launch, I will announce it to Instagram, but there's a solid shot with 2,600 people on my mailing list that those slots are going to fill up damn near immediately. So if you're not there on the Mike's Plan mailing list and you want to do this, don't miss it. Go over to Mike's Plan. You'll get my free kindness guide, and you'll get first access to this very affordable group coaching program. Close, you're going to have access to me. It's not going to be a thing where I'm just like giving lectures or pre-recorded stuff and you just go. It's like live stuff every week that we work on together. So again, if you're interested, let me know. That all being said, if there's any other questions before I pop out of here, let me know. But I'm going to leave here at the top of the hour. I am still here, but I'm leaving literally right now. I'm about to go. I was just wrapping up, letting everybody know about some other stuff that we're going to be doing here. Some group coaching, some the Discord, which you're already in. all that kind of stuff. Oh, JK. We'll talk later though. If you're awake like I am, we'll be talking. But hey, everybody, be kind to yourself. I'll see you soon. What can you do this week to level your journey up? You can do something. Doesn't